You're 18, you graduated high school, you're trying to gain some knowledge. My situation may not be yours, but it may be someone else.
Let me know if you guys can
so
hear
the
me.
things that I share and I say may be a help to you. And guess what? The things that you share and you type, you say.
So you already know, you've seen the title, you see what we got going on. My name is J.S. Torres. This is episode 5 of my platform series, Right Brain Boricua. What's good, everyone? I am awaiting Donna. We're trying to get both of our channels linked to this live so that way y'all can be live with her. But with technology, sometimes it just fucks you. So it is what it is. We're gonna try to improvise as best as possible. I know that I have Donna on my phone. I should you know what I need to do? Hold on just a second. Y'all stand by.
Single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or widow. That is the criteria to be a part of this family. And again, if you're 21 and up, you fall into one of those categories. Alright. So, y'all know I love family. Y'all know I love my people.
Alright, so like I said, I'm going to be on the panel with Donna. I'm going to try to simulcast with Donna. I know she's on live. And yeah. So just be patient, y'all. Just trying to figure some shit out. We do it live. Let me know where you guys are chatting from, coming in from, all that good stuff. Even so, while I wait for everything to come up, I'll just say some housekeeping things, y'all. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you guys are tapping into my platform. Make sure you guys are being engaging. Like, engagement is key in these things. And I would love for y'all to, be more engaging on my channel. I am, it's tough doing this shit, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I like doing this type of shit, and this is what we do.
Gotta bring my brother on first, Mr. Tony. What's going on, Tony? How you doing? Hey. All right. Tony is Mr. Tony Fontana of the marriage. He is the marriage redevelopment. He represents those gentlemen who have been married before, divorced, married again. That's what his platform
about to introduce me, y'all.
Atlanta, get what? Anyway, before you let me out. Official dating in Atlanta. Thank you. Thank you. Official Atlanta dating. It's one of those. But it's great. Okay. Yo, if any of y'all are on watch and joining us tonight, type that in the chat. Let us know. So we can get the name correct. So we can get the name correct. But I'm going to bring these two brothers on in no particular order. And Miss Corey's going to do that intro. Miss Corey, we got our brother Remy Butler. Welcome.
Well, Remy is 54 years old, 6'3", from let y'all know how tall he was. Originally from Savannah, Georgia, but he lives in Atlanta, Marietta. He's a retired pianist and singer, a commercial front end and roll-on truck driver. Where are you? The father of three beautiful daughters, 32 and male grown. The seafood lover, a sapiosexual. He's laid back and like and he enjoys sensory conversation, traveling, and mostly anything fun that doesn't get you locked up or land you in the hospital. He is a Steelers fan.
Yeah. The nation. Oh no, take a minute to pause.
Come on now.
Calm down.
Come on now. Come on now. He said he is single, not just intimate. And anything else you want to know, just ask. Please chat on himself.
Remy, how are you, sir?
Oh, can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Hold on.
Okay, there you go. There you go. How are
Yeah,
you?
glad to be here. How's it? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
How was your day, sir?
Looking forward to the night topic.
Okay. Okay. This is Nick good. Is he already ready?
It's over.
All right.
All right.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Your week is over. Okay. All right. All right. But so last but not least, we're gonna bring this last gentleman on. We also met him, Corey and I, through the same group. All right, sir. Hello.
Oh, that's way too close. Way too much of a close up. Let me back it up a little bit and try
Back it up, sir.
try it this way. Yeah, this has been. I don't know. We just gonna improvise with it. How you doing, guys? Can y'all hear me? See me very well? I'm also live on my channel, Right Brain Boricua on YouTube, JS Torres. So.
No. Let me do your intro.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, we gotta
okay.
get your intro. Go ahead, Mr. Corey. Get the man his intro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is J.S. Torres. He is from Tampa, Florida, and we have a YouTube channel called Right Brain Boricua. Um, he likes dating in a different fashion from most left-brain people out there. He is also an official, so he sees things, he calls them right down the middle. He says he's fair when it comes to games. The games he works, men and women, these topics, discussions we're about to have, dating relationships, etc. He's fair, right down the middle. So we're going to see what happens this week. Welcome, Mr. Torres.
You kind of put me on the spot there. I saw what you did there. But yes. Hi. Welcome. I mean, you said I'm expecting to be down the middle on everything, and there are some things that.
Oh, fair.
Okay. No, I'm trying.
You're fair.
Got you. Okay,
Fair.
I'll take that.
Fair.
Now lean into this side or that side. You're straight down the middle. Fair.
All right.
Appreciate y'all having me on. Thank you guys for the opportunity. You know, looking forward to talking with you guys tonight.
So, we have a cast of stars, you guys. a week we kind of vary depending on our topic. Will come through. I have to give a shout out to my girl Myra. Myra was on the other side of town, and the rain and the storms hit over there, and they took her power out. Took her power out. So Myra's not able to join us tonight. Hopefully she may get some juice and be able to pop in before we're finished here. Before we're finished here. So hey Myra, everybody wave at Myra. She'll see it later. All right. So yeah, I had the pleasure this week of joining in with a live discussion of official dating in Atlanta group. So Corey, I believe you said it right. Official dating in Atlanta.
Okay.
I had the pleasure of joining them on Tuesday. Um, Myra added me to the group. It's for singles in Atlanta, and it looks like it's bit worldwide. There's people all over. Um, so I had the pleasure of being on their platform and having some discussions on Tuesday. Um, so the gentleman, Remy and JS Mr. Torres, that's how we met them through that. And y'all know me. I love inviting people in. I love inviting people in. Tony!
Hey, hey.
Hey, my boy Tony. How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing excellent.
All right.
All right,
So
so
we're
there you
gonna get
have it,
popping
y'all.
this thing, y'all. We're gonna get popping.
We're
So
gonna get this
our
popping. We're gonna
topic
get this
tonight,
conversation going.
our topic tonight
Sorry, you guys
is
can't hear, and well, I mean, you guys can't see
you
them, but
first. No,
hopefully, you guys can hear the
you
conversation that I have here with Donna and the
you
crew
first. No,
from
you.
Real
Let's go a
Life
little bit in depth
Relationship
about what
Growth.
that means, what that
So
topic
shout out to
title
her.
stands for, what it's talking about.
Let's get into the topic.
So you know how you meet somebody. I said this a few times this week, and this is a good introduction into this. You know how you meet somebody, y'all exchange numbers, nowadays people change IG, um, or whatever, exchange numbers, um, and you feeling the person, but you don't really reach out to the person. And this can go either way, either side. And you're saying, you know what, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for them to reach out to me. And they on the other end are sitting back saying, no, I'm gonna wait and see if they reach out to me first. You first. No, you. So we get stuck in this. Yeah, Kevin, thank you. We don't know why YouTube is not up. Sorry. Thank you for letting us know. So we stuck in this race of kind of ping ponging, and people don't even know because why? You haven't even reached out, so they don't even know you're waiting, and you don't know they're waiting because nobody is saying anything, right? Nobody's saying anything. So before we go a little bit more in depth, and I talk about what I think that is, I want y'all to tell me why do y'all think? We're gonna start with the gentleman. We're gonna start with the gentleman, and of course, when you have guests, um, you want to show some hospitality. So I'm gonna start with Mr. Remy. I'm gonna start with Mr. Remy. You want me to come back to you, brother?
Back to the brother. Go back to the brother.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
want this stuff.
all right. All right, I come back around. So I'm gonna put the question out there again. When you meet somebody, they're not contacting, you're not contacting, and based on the topic, you wait. You try. It's kind of a waiting game. You're trying to see why this person has this. Why this person has to reach out. Why do you think we do that? Why do you think that happens, Mr. Torres? What's your thoughts on why you think that may happen?
Um, Ego. I would
Okay,
say I would start with ego. Uh,
okay,
People have egos that or pride for them to be like, well, I'm gonna see if that person can hit me up first because maybe you're the only one that's always initiating. And what I advocate, especially on my platform here, is that my right brain and thinking says that it's okay for, well, in my case, it's okay for the woman to reach out and to initiate at times. That way, it assures that okay, she's feeling him. She had, I'm on her, crossing her mind and everything like that, and she's probably wanting to either have a conversation at the very least, or maybe set a plan to go, to go out somewhere or what have you. But um, it's ego and pride that allows like most people to not reach out, or lack of interest. Let's just be real about that. That maybe that person's not as interested as you think that they might be interested, and it just goes to show that like it shows in the lack of like initiating contact, or always trying to wait on you to do everything.
Okay. Okay. All right. Tony, what you think? What do you think could be a cause or reason?
Well, before I get to that, I kind of took some of the equation out because when I was dating, I always gave the woman my number. I never asked the woman for her number, for her contact information.
Okay.
And so the way I looked at it was, she's got my number. If she's interested, she'll call me.
Oh. Okay.
If she's not interested right away or whatever, then she won't call me. I'm not sitting there by the phone waiting per se, but I figured that kind of took some of the pressure off of them having the woman having to tell you, yeah, you're nice, but no, you're not my type.
Okay. Okay. All right, Remy, you ready for us to come back around?
I'm ready now. I'm ready now. I think for me, in my opinion, with most people, I think it's a fear. It's a combination between ego and that fear of rejection. Some people you may exchange numbers, but some people, I guess, with the dating nowadays, they just try to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's kind of like I'm gonna be nice and courteous because you don't know how people are nowadays when they get that rejection. Um,
Mm.
and then some people, and you could be feeling that person more than you think they're feeling you. So maybe it's something in their body language and their tone that makes you not really take them that serious.
Okay. Okay.
So it's kind of like that's when you go into the waiting. You may go into the waiting game. It's like okay, you may start off with a text, but then you waiting for that response before you take a step further. You never get that response or whatnot. Must not be interested.
Mm. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. Well, thank you for that, Mr. Neal. What you think? What you think?
Before I go on, I think just curious. Whose idea was this subject?
Oh, this subject came up. I thought about this. It's been lingering for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason I chose to do it tonight, I was saying in the video the commercial that I kind of put out. Um, it's been floating around in some of the other arenas that I've been a part of in the last week or two. So I'm like, okay, this gonna be the topic tonight. So that's where it came from. What you got?
I was just curious before I point your fingers at anybody for this. It sounds like a similar conversation I've had before with somebody else.
What,
But
look how perfect this is. Go ahead. What you got?
I mean, for me, like when you initially make contact, I'll typically reach out first, whether it's we exchange numbers, whether it's by text or phone call. Typically, text first, because let's say with the phone call, maybe they'll answer, maybe they won't. At least with text, I'll say what I need to say. I won't fumble over my words because I have time to think. Um, get everything down, get the punctuation, get the grammar, make sure everything is fine, and then at that point, falls in the other person's court. However, I won't be the one to like I call them one way relationships. I mean, we'll have conversations and everything will be great as long as I'm the one initiating the conversation. But if I don't, then it's just like a long period of just nothing. And that's just a big turn off.
Okay. Okay. These them were some really great points. All right, Miss Cora, we gotta get the ladies start. What you think?
If I don't call someone first, it's because I feel like I'm the lady. You're the gentleman. You were interested in me. You know I'm interested because I obliged and gave my number. So I'm just waiting on you. I mean, not by the phone. If you call, if you call, that's great. If not, then maybe you just wanted to collect a number. I don't know.
So let me just ask, like, where are we at? So are we just like it's after like the day after we exchange numbers and stuff? Is that where we're at, or like are we like a week or like a couple weeks into it?
So what? So yeah, well, that's a good question. So let me put that out there. When do you all think is a good frame of time to wait before you contact someone you exchange numbers? How long do y'all think is appropriate or good to wait?
They had this like
Probably
3 day
say one
rule
to three
back in the
days.
day. Remember, you
2 days? I hear 2 days.
2 days.
Okay. What do you
Yeah.
say, Neil? How long?
Anywhere between 1 to 3 days.
Okay. What you think, Tony?
Um, I don't really have a number.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Torres, what
Not
you
not
think?
not not like the same night.
Not the same night? Okay.
Not the same night.
Okay. Mr. Torres, what you think?
I think it just depends on the vibe and depends on the energy of how you two are communicating. Um, Typically, like if I am talking to someone, like I want to get to know them. I want to, I don't want to waste time. You know, like let's see if we are compatible in any like level, which means that let's communicate, let's have a conversation. So like, I've had it to where like we would be on the phone as soon as we depart to, you know, like the other guys were saying, like, 1 to like 3 days or something like that. You don't want to like lose that momentum. And when you lose the momentum, is like, it's very hard to pick it back up because, people are very impatient. So, especially this day and age with like, technology and, everything around that nature, like you want to be able to, um, keep that momentum going, into the next day or at the very latest, 2 days.
Okay. Okay. Or did you answer?
I didn't answer yet, but if I remember, I'm waiting on the phone call. So whatever you call,
So
That's like, so you
whatever.
don't have an amount of days because you already waiting.
Oh, now I will say, depends on when it is. I might have forgotten. You might have to tell me, and I'll say, whatever you know. Like I will say, if you reach out to me, don't text me. We are adults. Call me because I don't put I don't always put names next to text messages or next
Mm-hmm.
to people.
Mm-hmm.
So if we exchange numbers and you say, "Hey, how you doing? Who's this? Who is this?" Remind
Okay.
me where I know you from. So you don't want it to be too long, but
you like to call, so I need to know that. I need to know if you want a phone call. I want to see the text. And the other part of the texting is you can receive the text calling you, you got to answer. If you don't answer, and then I leave a message, and then you don't call me back, it's probably not going to happen.
I think that I think that would go a little bit later in the process of getting to know each other and learn how you want to communicate. But that initial, you
So the
really
initial
have
has
a
to be
way
a
of
call.
knowing.
So the initial has to be a call. Everybody.
I wouldn't say that for me, the initial doesn't necessarily have to be a call. Um, um, for me, it wouldn't necessarily have to be a call. Finley, you know what a link is, Finley. It wouldn't necessarily have to be a call, a text introduction, or a text, hey. As long as he doesn't stay texting,
Right.
you keep texting,
Right.
and you never say, hey, can I give you a call? Because sometimes that's a safe, let me check it out, let me check the temperature first and see if she's even available to talk. So, but if you if you continue, like 10, 15 texts,
I mean, you're married.
I'm about to leave you on read.
In a house. That's what that means to me. If you can't talk, listen. You gotta use our words.
But
For me, and I understand, yeah, and I understand everybody doesn't like talk on the phone, and I get that.
you got it.
I want to hear the inflection you're talking. I want to, but you said you're visual. I'm more kinesthetic, auditory. I like to hear.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess I don't know. Most people won't say, "Hey, are you auditory?" And so I should call you. Most people aren't going to ask that. And I think if you ask the person their preference, and like you said initially, if you text, "Hey, this is Johnny from the supermarket." Oh, hey Johnny, now I got your number. I'll recognize the call. But if all you do is text me, Johnny got a family. Johnny has.
So how would you know? So how would you know what type of learning style you are if that's not, within like the first conversation, like because that could get mixed in or mixed up in the signals because one person is visual, you just say you're auditory. So like if that is never in a conversation initially, then how will we know?
Well, it's not going to come up in conversation. I've never told anybody, "Hey, I'm an auditory learner." I
Right.
don't
That
tell people that.
and that's cool. That's my point. Like
Right,
you know
right.
that, and that could get confusing, and that could, what I'm saying, that could like lose connections because of the fact that like we're not sure of how we operate when it comes to communicating when it's not face to face.
Oh, that's when you just say, "Hey, you prefer calls or text." That's it.
Yeah, Remy, what you
I
got?
think sometimes, like, if I'm trying to get to know somebody, I let it be known off the rip. Here's my number. You can call or text me anytime. And from there, I'm gonna reach out to you first from text because everybody sees their text, whether that day or later in that evening or whatever. And if I never get a response back, well, you don't want to keep hitting the person up and come off like a brother. You know what I mean? So, I'm sure.
Well, you breaking up.
Maybe I'll hit you up one more time. Oh, can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll text you and I'll text you and I'll wait for a response. I might hit you up one more time, but after that, I'm waiting on you. But again, I think that when you're communicating with a person that you're trying to get to know off the rip, the minute y'all start talking, as soon as y'all exchange numbers, get that understood.
I agree. I
And
want to
that's where you got an open book and you can move on it.
right. I want to apologize to y'all real quick. Please don't take me as rude when you see me looking down. Um, YouTube is bugging me. That's not up, so I'm just kind of keep checking it. So please excuse me. Um, yeah, Remy, I can agree. I agree with that. It requires a little bit of conversation. Um, and you won't know that right out the box. You won't know that right out the box because that has happened to me. Gentlemen's texting, and I had to let him know, hey, I appreciate you reaching out. But just to let you know, I would really prefer to hear your voice. I prefer talking over text. So I'll let them know in that manner, you know, talking over text.
How often does that happen in your interactions and dating? And this is for everyone, not just you,
Honestly,
Donna.
it happens all the time. It's
Okay.
very rare that I've had a gentleman just to call me without texting me first, and I had to let him know. And the response has really been, "Oh, okay, um, yeah, that's fine. I'll give you a call." But like Remy, it's been hey, this is my number. You can call and you can text me anytime. And just a keynote, I think man or woman, we want to hear that. You can call or text me anytime. Stay within your bounds and be respectful. What'd you say, Remy?
Hey, but you know that door is open to you.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
up there, you got book on that. You can't be like, well, I know what to call when you do it. I say it anytime.
Yep, yep.
Anytime. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good way to find out if you're single or married or book it up.
There you go. Like Corey said, if you always texting, I'm gonna raise an eyebrow. Like, but that's why we have to
Texting,
have that
now,
discussion. Huh?
texting all the way up to 9 o'clock after that your phone goes in.
Your phone go dead. You get, oh, I fell asleep. Oh, okay. So let's talk about that work schedule. I mean, if you put it out there and you're telling the person you're interested in them, you have to be accessible. You have to be accessible. Why are we exchanging numbers if we're not accessible to one another? Like, what was the point? You just collected. Like, what was the point? If you're not accessible to that person. Um, and as you get into conversations, you learn people's schedules. You learn when's the best time to call and when's the best time that you're gonna hear from that person. You learn those things. You learn those things. Okay. Oh, we got a comment. Billy said, "I think texting made dating more difficult."
Can we mute? Because that's a really muffled echo.
There's a humming kind of going on. Yeah. If you're not speaking, guys, if y'all could mute, that would be great. If you're not speaking. Um. Uh. Where did he go? I had his comment up. So, Philly said, "I think texting made dating more difficult." So I'm just let y'all know, Philly is one of the gentlemen that usually hangs with us. I don't know why he's not on because he could have voiced this. But all
Mm.
right, Philly. So we're gonna try to pick it up. Philly, type in the chat. Why do you think that? Why are you saying that? I'm gonna agree with him while he's typing. Sorry, that's a cool box. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with Philly while he's typing. Um, I think
So the
texting,
comment
and
was
maybe I'm just a little bit old
texting
school,
made
and that
dating
could be
more
where that comes
difficult.
from.
Do you agree or
Because people
disagree?
who are tech
Let me
savvy,
know in the chat. Let
they
me know in
love
the
the
comments.
gadget. They love to be able to, quick, fast, or whatever. They love the gadgets, but maybe that's just me as far as being a little bit old school. I rather talk on the phone than to texting. And text also comes with no tone. It can be misunderstood.
Yep.
You texting one thing and you smiling, and the person on the other end like, what the hell? Like, what are they talking about? And now you got miscommunication,
Right.
confusion going on. So,
That happens with talking too.
but you can hear though.
Yeah,
You can hear. You can hear if that brother voice went real deep, or sometimes I say they come up an octave. Brother, his voice come up an octave. Oh man.
So how about video? How about video calls?
Yeah.
I add that into the mix too.
Uh-oh. Remy said no on the video calls. Why not, Remy?
Video calls.
They said because you know what? Maybe maybe Facebook got me allergic to video calls. You know, other people they'll video call you out the blue. You could be in a meeting or taking care of this. Uh, call me on the phone and text. And then if I say, you know what, I'm video call.
I agree.
I can't be making channel video. Again, I might be catching you with a bad thing. You might be the funeral. Here I am trying to video call.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. Well, it takes me first before you go. Yeah.
It is an etiquette that people don't get, especially video calls, because with the phone, yeah, you can record both of them, but you didn't ask me. You didn't ask me. And video runs down your battery, so I might want to talk to you, but depending on where I am, my battery's going to run down. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, phone dead because we were video talking, video chatting, but I think that it's an etiquette thing. I think you just got to say, hey.
However, quality cell phones don't run out the battery that.
So I keep destroying at your house. Hey.
See, he don't know what's running your battery down that quick. I don't know.
I said quality cell phones, it doesn't run out the battery that. That's just cool.
And the wrong with Boost Mobile. If you have Boost Mobile, I'm just joking. Whatever's in your budget. Do Boost if you do a Boost. Whatever's in your budget.
So
Video call, that's once down the road.
3 or 4 months down the line.
3-4 months.
Again, I see Mr. Torres' face.
That's three.
Yeah, that's
You maybe it's just my dating past. Okay, like by month 3, like we either like moving on to something like kind of serious, or we just ain't really in it no more. Because like 3 months is like it's a long time. Okay, especially when it comes to dating. Like I feel like dating, the shelf life of dating right now is like a shelf life of a banana, or a shelf life of a mango, or whatever. That shit will expire like quickly. Especially if like someone says the wrong thing, or there's like red flags that it wasn't discussed early on, or what have you. It's just any little thing, like, and we know that more women disqualify men for just the littlest things. So it's like, why, by month 3, we're already like kind of like locked in, so to speak.
okay. Okay.
So I think that's way too long.
And you said something that piqued up my ears a little bit. You said,
What did I say?
I mean,
Women disqualify men for the littlest things.
I
Yes.
heard it, but there's a lot of echo. Again,
or women disqualify men for the smallest thing. That might be another show. That's another discussion.
That's another topic. But to go back to the whole testing thing, is that yes, testing can get misconstrued because it's just words and you're reading words, but the way I like, there's moods, like there's emojis, and there's like things that you can put in the text to, I guess, like when the reader reads it, it's more like, okay, this is how that person is receiving the text, not like me giving the text. Like if I'm like putting a smile or a laughing emoji or like something of that nature, then it tells the reader that, hey, this is funny, or this is lighthearted, or this isn't like too serious. Like if I'm serious, or if I'm like in a mood, then I'll put like that red face with the smoke coming out of the nose, or like with the bad bad language in the mouth, what I'm saying, stuff like that, to let the reader know that, hey, I'm not too happy right now. So I think if maybe it's a generational thing. Like I'm 37, so like I'm like that millennial, but also have Gen X qualities about me that
Okay.
that suits me, especially within dating. just a little bit, not too much. But either way, like, um, you know, a lot of millennials are like, we grew up talking on the phone, and then once we got to texting, like more people are like texting more and more because like who wants to sit on the phone for hours? I feel like nobody sits on the phone for hours. It's just like I guess is what the kids call it, caking with someone, and like I don't think that's really happening these days. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
True millennial. Yes.
right.
I remember when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, I used to be on the phone like all night long with girls, like all night long.
What you say, Tony? I'm sorry, Tony. Say that again.
Kind of like when you're on the phone, but no one's talking. You're just on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing your thing, and then every once in a while someone says something.
I think when you're at that level,
I don't have time for that.
You don't have time for that? Hey, different folks, different strokes. It depends. Because sometimes you just want to be in the present, and that's the way you're able to be in the present. Like you around, you got your headphones on or whatever, and you want that person to be near, but that's not all you can get at the time. So it depends on people. It depends on the person and what you like and what works for you. Right?
So I had a young lady that I was talking to on the phone. She wanted to talk on the phone. I was talking to her, and she asked me a question. We're actually friends to this day on Facebook. She's married, I'm married, but she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm talking to you on the phone." Me, what am I doing? No, you're doing something else. And I said, "Well, I'm on my computer." And she said, "No, that's not going to work. When you're talking to me on the phone, I'm talking to you. You cannot do anything else." And I'm just saying, what happened was she never talked on the phone. And she went her way and I went my way because to me that was a red flag.
Okay. Yeah, she want that attention. You all do me a favor. If you're not talking, go ahead and mute your device for me. We have feedback that's coming through. See how we can rectify this. You're not talking. Could you mute? Okay. So wasn't sure who it was, but that was perfect. When you get ready to talk, you can just unmute. So I hope that kind of helped. Our audience was hearing that. Okay. So we're gonna shift a little bit. Because I did my homework. I thought about this topic, and I thought about it was going to go a different direction. To be honest with y'all, I had a certain laggy that I kind of sent out to the group.
So I gotta mute.
I had to kind of change that up because the more I kind of researched this, the more I thought
What's
about
good, Joel? What's good, Cuz? How you doing?
Let me
Currently on a podcast with Donna Wall. She is part of Real Life Relationship Growth on YouTube and Facebook.
Out talking
so
about
tap
waiting
in.
for the other person, right? And I love
How's it
everybody's
going? How's the family? How's everything, Joel?
What the reason can be why that person didn't reach out, that person didn't say anything, or you even.
Let me know. Also, Joel, let me know if you can hear the people talking, because I have on another screen me, but I have also the podcast on the other screen. So let me know if you can hear that very well as well.
First, I want to put this up. I saw this. It's me, my crush, my fear of rejection. Me, my crush. You see, the crush is getting smaller. So that fear of rejection. And Remy said it earlier in his first comment. Talked about fear. Ego was brought up, pride was brought up, fear was brought up. So as I'm going over this thing, and learning, y'all, learning. This popped up. The first thing was that fear, right? That fear. She reaching out. The brother is like, "Oh no." He's like, "No." That's a bit aggressive, ladies. That's a bit aggressive. We're not gonna do that. That's a bit aggressive. But that fear factor came up. So I looked up some things, right? And looking up some things, this came up. This came up. Rejection sensitive dysphoria. Now, mind you, they say it's not a medical diagnosis. It's not a medical diagnosis. So, um, we don't want you going to your doctor and saying you think you have RSD. But I think it still can tie into the clinical, the mental part. Y'all think so? Y'all agree? I think it can still tie in. I'm gonna leave it up there for a second because I want us to be able to read it. Anybody like Greg? Y'all see that? Can everyone see that?
Yeah.
All right. Which one, to Corey? Which one stands out to you? Can you read it off?
Fear of rejection negatively affects your life and relationships.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, Tony? Which one you see?
Inability to regulate emotional responses to feelings and failure rejection.
So hopefully this helps. I put the topic of what
Remy, you like me. You see that?
the panel is talking about right now. We're talking
Can you see it,
about
Remy?
rejection sensitive dysphoria. And
Which one? Which one
it's
stands out?
RSD. It's not a medical diagnosis, but a way of describing a type of emotional
Okay. Okay.
dysregulation. That's a word,
Yeah,
dysregulation.
I'm stuck on the rejection.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Alright.
I might get my thoughts in just a
What you
second.
think? What you think, Neil? Which one?
I'm not sure. I can only see the top 6. How many are there? 9 altogether?
Yep. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So it's up for everybody to be able to see, right? Um, and again, I was looking some things up and this came up because I'm gonna tell y'all mine because I didn't say it at the beginning. My thought on this fear. Automatically, fear came to my mind. Fear came to my mind, and we talked about different reasons for why we felt like people didn't reach out, people didn't say it. But the first thing came to my mind was fear. Fear of rejection. Um, let's put this second one up. Let's put this second one up. Oh, no, we don't want to put that one up yet. Sorry. Rejection. The word rejection keeps coming up. Rejection. That fear of rejection. Rejection sensitivity. Being rejected by important figures as a child. Now, y'all know me. Y'all who have been here long enough and the ones that are new, here we go. When we ring that bell, that's talking about, that's our trigger to say counseling. Counseling, because you saw that first one, and we talk about this all the time. Being rejected by important figures as a child. And we sometimes take for granted, because we're adults and we're grown, we should know better. A person should be here or a person should be there, right? We kind of think like that. But when we look at childhood traumas, childhood issues, we talked about this on Tuesday. You live what you learn. And living what you learn means you don't really, sometimes people don't know how to handle rejection. People don't even know why they're dealing with the rejection in that way. But it's a fear factor. However we put it, what are y'all thoughts? Come off mute and tell me what y'all think. Y'all, what are y'all thoughts about it being a fear factor as a whole?
I agree.
Okay. Corey, what you got?
I was gonna say I agree, and to the extent that somebody earlier was saying it takes the pressure off. I don't know who that was, but you're not reaching out and communicate first. For me, if I'm waiting on him, if he's not interested, I don't have to hear him say, "Listen, I'm not really interested." He just won't call. He just won't call.
Well, I like how you said that. Put it. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that.
So I wanna I wanna add something, right? And Corey hit it for me, and it kind of triggered my right brain self here. Okay, so we all know, with especially like trying to date online, right? And typically, the ladies' inboxes are pretty busy, whereas the men's inboxes not as much. And so, since you kind of like brought it up, Corey, is like, is no response a response? Number one, and number two, um, can not saying anything and not responding, does that equal a rejection?
Yep,
Absolutely.
that's good. Yep.
Talking about people. So, regardless of what the intent is for someone asking for your information to contact you, they are wanting to contact you for some reason. If you don't say anything, that's saying a lot because if you're interested, you're going to take action. Um, yeah, you're interested, you're going to take action. What's the second thing you said?
About not responding, like, or is not responding a form of rejection as well?
Yep.
Yes. Because now think about it, they're both actions. They're both
Hmm.
actions. If a person makes time for what or who is important. So if they
I
choose to
agree.
spend time calling you or spend time visiting you, you are the object of their attention. That time, you can't get that back. So if
Yeah.
a person is not even going to take their time to respond to you, that in of itself is a response.
But is that rude, or is that, I guess, sort of like, oh, that's just how we do in today's society these days with social media and
That's a
texting
different
apps and all that?
topic.
Well,
But
I actually, it's based on, again,
Hmm.
it's up to the interpretation of the person. Because this thing up the other night, brother was like, "I'm just not gonna respond. I'm not gonna say anything." And somebody else came in and it was like, "Well, that's literally the word rude and lack of communication.
Hmm.
All of those things came up. Like, well, you confuse that with your communication skills. If someone inboxes you and you're not interested and you just ignore them, then that says that you lack communication skills. But he was saying, no, that's just my way of letting her know without saying anything that she'll get the picture. She'll get the picture. It is based on the interpretation of the person. I personally feel like her getting the picture is rude. Just let her get the
Okay,
picture. Just let him get the picture. Oh, they'll get the picture. Yeah.
so I think that's a temperament,
can
and
you mute, please?
I
Yeah.
think that's a
I'm sorry.
temperament thing that we have to learn, along the way. Some people don't like to talk about it. They're very direct. Get to the point. Are you interested or not? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's typically an introverted thing, and typically that's a male, because most males are introverted, and females are the opposite. They're more extroverted, and so they're going to talk more. They're going to be, you know, they're going to say 50 words for one sentence. And my wife and I, we're the opposite. My wife's like, man, you just shut up. You talk too much. And we're into each other. But you see, if you're dating and you don't have that information, you can really, there could be red flags going on. You don't even know why. But it's really a temperament. It's a temperament issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, from my perspective, and the people that I deal with, that's one of the first things that you need to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're trying to find out if you're compatible, you need to know what type of temperament
isn't their true self isn't really going to show in the first couple of dates.
Right.
Show up until later on, and some people don't even know what temperament they have. Um, but I
And,
think knowing temperament is very important because it
It's
helps with.
it's consideration. It really is consideration. Like, you know, the old saying, or it's not even old. It's an old saying, but we should use it every day. It should be new every day. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's just consideration. You don't have to insult people to tell them that they're not your type. You know. So that rejection factor, So there's sometimes where we feel like when people, don't receive us the way we may want them to. Or we're talking about that fear of why you're not reaching out. So let's make sure we stay here. We bring it here. The fear of why you're not reaching out could be because you have a fear of rejection sensitivity. And a lot of times those things start with, we already know it, it starts with the attention you received from your parents, how they communicated with you, how they talked to you, how they treated you. Because we take those things and they evolve into adulthood, but we're still dealing with the emotions of it. So now we're adults and we want to get in relationship with the opposite sex. We want to, or the other person, whatever your choice is, you want to get in those relationships. But you sitting back like, I'm not gonna call her. I'm not gonna call him. Why? Because that little voice. But what if? What if they don't like me? What if they don't? If I'm not their type, that rejection. I love this. I promise y'all. When I was looking this stuff up, and this stuff was popping up, I was like, wow, wow. We need to hear this because I really feel all of us at some point, at some place, can find ourselves somewhere here. Whether you're single or you're married, you don't want to be rejected by the other person. You don't want to be rejected by the other person. So
it could be a person. I think it could be a person's also sometimes their level of self-esteem. Maybe you dealt with a lot of rejection in the past in dating. We live in
be
an
right back,
age
y'all.
where everybody keeps their phone on their hip. Your phone is not far from you. So
yeah,
you may make that initial, like I said, I'll send you that text. Okay, you may not see it right away or hours later or that day, especially if your inbox stays full. But at a certain point, um, like you said, people don't have to be rude to say, hey, you're not my type, but be transparent.
right.
And I think for some people, you can pay attention to that person's body language when you're talking with them, when you engage them. And like I said,
I don't know how long it's gonna go on, but
That fear working on that, get on somebody's couch, call somebody you can video chat. Counseling is a wonderful, wonderful. It's a wonderful tool. There does not have to be something wrong for you to go to counseling. I used to say this all the time, Corey. Remember in the beginning, um, Fortune 500 companies, they consult religiously, all the time, daily, even, to make sure they're staying on point. So counseling does that. Counseling can help us do that because we all have some stuff that some cobwebs that we need to clear out or whatever to be able to get to the place we want get to the place we want to. This one right here, I had this one popped up and I thought this was great as well. It did a comparison of the male or the female and how the statistics by gender. Women are more likely to develop self silencing strategies as protection against rejection threats. Men with high rejection sensitivity are less likely to participate in a romantic relationship. What y'all think about that? I'm gonna leave it up there so we can say what do y'all think about that?
I don't even know what a self-housing strategy is.
I was thinking that meant she kind of just shuts down, like you don't say anything like that. Don't bother me, and you telling yourself, "I'm good, I'm fine. That don't bother me." Anybody else have a different thought about what that may mean? That was my thought on the self-silencing strategy.
Okay, I looked it up. It says self-silencing is a relational strategy where individuals suppress their own thoughts, feelings, and needs to avoid conflict or maintain relationships, often prioritizing the needs of others over their own.
Okay, okay, okay. So is it kind of like I'm just going to ignore it and make myself busy in other things?
It can be. It can be. Because as women, we're supposed to be self-sacrificing all the time. And when you're not, you're all the negative.
Okay, okay. So what do y'all men think? What do y'all think when it said about the men? Men with high rejection sensitivities are less likely to participate in romantic relationships. In a romantic
I
relationship. What
I
y'all think?
somewhat I somewhat agree because if you're a man, you keep getting rejected over and over and over again. It comes to a point where you can either do two things. You can either self improve and try to go to settings where your rejection rate is not going to be as high, or you give up and you just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna like date or not gonna be involved in this because every time I do, women will just let me down and or not respond or ghost or what have you. So like, I guess it all depends on the individual. It depends on like how you yourself and not only handle like rejection when it comes to dating, but rejection when it comes to, I think someone just mentioned like uh profession. Like if you're trying to get promoted and they overlook you or they reject you or whatever, like how do you handle that? Like how are you as a man supposed to be able to take that information, you know, sit on it, dwell on it, and then whatnot?
Okay, okay, all right.
So I think Remy touched on it. So if I don't get too deep, so in other words, if I don't get too intimate, if I'm not so connected to you, then I don't. The rejection's not really gonna have any effect on me because I don't really know you. But now, I think Remy said it kind of like this. If I get a taste of you, then it doesn't work out, and this is a guy who has a high sensitivity. He's gonna avoid that situation because it's gonna hurt more.
Okay,
That's my thought.
okay, all right. Well, y'all of course know there's an issue and then there's a remedy, right? There's an issue and then there's a remedy, and I think I popped on it for a second. Let's see if this is the one I want. Okay, we can do this one. Rejection is merely a redirection, a course correction to your destiny. That was literally supposed to be last shot, but just act like y'all didn't see it. How to deal with rejection. How to deal with rejection. Because it's very obvious that everyone we come across that we're attracted to, that interests us, is not going to be interested in us. It is very likely. You might have, and I did have one, but I'm not gonna move from this one. You may have the little clip that I saw earlier, and I didn't add it, but it was the person standing there, and they had these bubbles over their head that were people, and it was about 5 people. Like, oh, he
So I
fine.
don't know if this is like
She's
the meat
gorgeous. Ooh, I'm
of the
touching this. And
conversation
on this side,
of the
it was one
podcast, but
person,
we're still on
one bubble.
rejection. We're still on how to handle it,
None of the
and
bubbles that this person wanted
yeah,
was even
appreciate
in
y'all
their reach.
tapping in.
Because they were like, that's not for me or whatever. And guess what they did? They overlooked that one person, that was showing them interest because of different factors that can keep you from getting into the best relationship possible of your life or having a wonderful experience. Just because a relationship doesn't work doesn't mean it wasn't a wonderful experience overall. There's some things that just come out of it that you realize, you know what? I don't think I have an ex. Because I don't believe in enemies and bad blood. You might not like me, but guess what? I'm going to pray for you. I hope you're doing well, brother. Um, but I think about those experiences and those things that pulled me to him in the first place. And I'm like, oh, that was fun. I remember me and my last ex, we played all the time. I mean, water guns, whatever. We had a good time. We played, and I love that type of thing. But there were other factors that we didn't work out. So I'm like, well, somebody else got a gun. I know they do. But we can't lose out because of that thing of fear that keeps us. Somebody got something on that?
No, I was just having a question about that,
Yeah,
about the overlooking part. Do you, in your mind, believe that men overlook women or women overlook men?
I don't.
huh.
What is the measurement? Because I would say both. But what do you measure? What's
Well,
the
no.
measurement?
Well, I'm saying who does it? Who you feel like does it more? Like, okay, so I guess the pure, like Donna was saying, like we overlook certain qualities, certain traits, certain things that could fulfill us into our desired dynamic or relationship, but like we tend to overlook certain things
I
because
got an answer.
certain things overshadow those things, and now it's like, okay, well, they're gonna overshadow it, so we're gonna overlook that.
I'm gonna let somebody else answer before I answer. Any gentlemen want to take that? You said.
Yeah, I'll
Think.
take. I'll
Okay.
take. So
Okay.
I'm kind of a numbers person. The numbers would say that um, men men would overlook women because they have more available to them.
Hmm. Okay.
Numbers would say that. I don't necessarily agree with that, but numbers would say that men, because they have more to choose from,
Hmm.
probably have a better odds of overlooking the right one for them.
Maybe in Atlanta, not everywhere.
Everywhere.
I didn't want to specify the town, but like,
Huntsville.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say
not in Huntsville.
yeah,
not in Huntsville. I'm
and
gonna say worldwide, right? This is my answer worldwide. I'm gonna say all over
mm-hmm.
that men overlook women more. And this is why I say this. Because you all are visual. Y'all are physical. Y'all are visual. If she is not aesthetically pleasing and she don't look a certain way, sister girl can be the best thing, but she gets nowhere. Because the first thing, some men, some but not all, some but all, some but not all, but men are physical. You all are physical. Y'all visual. Y'all see it. It don't. Y'all see it. Y'all want it. Y'all see it. Y'all feel it. Y'all see it. She may be growth. Y'all see it in there.
So
So I
Donna,
think,
I got. I'm gonna push back a little bit. I'm gonna push back on
okay, go
that
push.
because see if men and I agree with Tony about the whole numbers thing, right? Because there are more women than men in a lot of cases, but if we overlook women more than women overlook men, then why, especially on the internet and maybe in real life too, why do women always complain and talk and kind of like get on how men look, how men dress, how the height thing, and all those types of factors that play into it to make it seem like, oh, the women are very visual as well because
Okay.
you know you're not gonna date a Danny DeVito type. I always use him as an example because he's like 4 foot tall and bald and fat and but you know
You got money though. You got money.
and see I didn't want to say money. I didn't want to go
I
there,
said it.
but
No, say money. Add all of it in. Add all
okay,
of it in.
so that plays a factor too. The money part plays a factor, but like all these tangible things that women come on the internet or come in real life and complain about what men are doing, I don't really hear in mass, right? Men doing the same thing to women because we will go down in looks if she is um, nice, kind, feminine, has a good head on her shoulders, got got a good thing going on for herself. Like we will go down for
Okay.
that. I don't see women in mass doing that. So
Oh, what you say, Neil? Neil.
She can cook.
for those, that's an
Guess,
intangible. I'm just staying on the tangible things.
so guess what we just did?
What we just did.
We kind of balanced it with our answers because the ladies are saying that, and then the men are saying that, which means it's all up to the perception of the person and their experience. Because a good friend of mine said, and he says this all the time. I saw it a lot. He would type it to responses on different things on Facebook, and I'm gonna see if he recognizes this good friend of mine. He said, "There's a such thing as a counterfeit.
Oh yeah,
Women can be counterfeit.
yeah.
Men can be counterfeit. Just because you're a man, but are we talking about men or are we talking about counterfeit? You know, somebody, Tony,
Yeah. Counterfeit. So we'll say
Tony,
I
you
just
say
say
that.
a big M man or a little M man. Big M man or a little M man.
Mhm.
I think
So,
I want to say this. I think it's about timing also. Timing is very important. And I'm just gonna go in quick about me and my wife. When I met my wife, I told you she's a direct, few words. She said to me, "I am into big black men." Okay, I'm 5'7" and a half, 150 maybe, on a good day, and I definitely am not black. But it was timing. So she had been dating, and her, I hit her just at the right time, and I'm thankful for that. Um, she doesn't say that anymore, but that's that was her type. But her type was not working for her at the time, and I come along, and I was naturally her love language. I started to understand her temperament, and it just worked out. So sometimes you're just not in the right place at the right time.
the right time. The right time. I love that, Tony. I love that because that, what is it, debunks? What is it when it just takes away? I said it wrong. I think I
Debunk.
Debunk.
debunks. Thank
But,
y'all.
but,
Yeah.
but that might be an exception. But we're talking about some missing out on the woman. Okay.
Right.
Um, sometimes it's not the right time.
sometimes rejection is our own fault.
I can agree
Yeah, I would agree.
because we get put in because sometimes we get put in situations to where um, we just either are kind of like oblivious to it and then we get rejected that way, or we are too
Sabotage.
yeah we
No,
sabotage ourselves to to be like, oh well, she's gonna say no anyway, so why even bother,
Yep. Yep. But
But
we
I wanted
do
to ask,
bring
I
out.
wanted to ask Tony a question about how him and his wife came about. So I'm pretty sure the other guys thought it. I didn't want to like say it out loud. So like, is the type because of is it because of like the aesthetic of a tall black guy, so to speak, or was it just mainly like I don't know if this is YouTube appropriate or whatever, but if it's like a fetish, maybe.
I think it was just her type. That's what she had in her mind. This is my type. My type is the black. And what,
Okay.
but what she experienced was that type for her. I'm not talking about big black guys, but that type for her. When they dated her, it was all about them,
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Yep.
nobody focused on her. And I came along and I focused on her, but I had some things going for me because I naturally was her love language. Her love language was actually service. And I
And
was naturally
how long you been married to my homegirl, Tony?
going on 13. Now remember, I was divorced. Well, some of the people in here know I've been divorced twice, so I've experienced like massive rejection. My second wife, I was with her for 18 years, and that hurt. But you heard I'm old school, so that first you don't succeed,
Right.
let's try again. And my favorite number is three, and 30 times is a charm. And so
Yes.
remember, I'm a numbers guy, so it just worked out. But I think it really was timing because if she would have met a big black guy that paid attention to her, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. And I might be here. No, I wouldn't be here because
Yeah. Right. Because that's how we met.
yeah,
through Paula. That's how we met. I think I took this down too early. I don't know if we. So yeah, let's talk about how to deal with. Because we're coming down to a close, y'all. We almost come to a close. How to deal with rejection? Corey, you got that?
Gotcha. Take some time to process the feelings around it. That's number one. Step two, focus on the things
All right.
you
Well, while
still
she
have
goes
in
over
your
that,
life.
I'm going to go
Step three,
ahead and end it
say
on my
no
end.
to your inner
But I
critic.
appreciate the couple of y'all
Step
that
four,
were able to
speak
tap
to and
in.
share with
I
someone
will
you
have
trust.
this up
Step
on the
five, be
library. So
constructive and
once you
focus on what
go
you
on my
learned.
channel,
Step six,
episode 5,
remember
my
that the
conversation
pain is
with Miss
temporary
Donna
and
Wall.
okay.
It was pretty
Let's
good, pretty
better.
productive.
Do things
Got
every week
into
to boost your self
basically the brunt of it was rejection and
Nice.
everything like that.
Nice.
But I think it's a good topic to talk about.
Yeah.
So and
We have to.
earlier
We
my
have to find
brain is
ways.
like
I love that.
farting on me,
Um,
but whatever we talked about
take some
earlier,
time to process your
that
feelings.
was pretty good as
That
well,
is
even though I
important.
can't really remember. But
Process your
I'm
feelings.
going to
Hey,
go
I
ahead
really
and
like to.
sign off
Like
here.
it. Fine. I
Episode
like
6 is going
great
to be
for me.
coming very
She was,
soon.
she
I
just gonna
might
laugh to me,
might
and
do
I
it
just
tomorrow,
knew,
might do it next week while I'm
living walks. And
back
that's
in
one thing I
Florida.
learned in
So
counseling.
y'all wish me safe
Never
travels as
overthink,
I
y'all.
leave
I was an overthinker.
Atlanta and Georgia all together over the
And
weekend, and I'll
my
see you
counselor
guys on the
told
next
me,
episode.
take a
Right
thought
Brain Boricua
and
on
literally
YouTube.
think it through.
Y'all like and
Like,
subscribe.
walk through it, process it, and then
Adios.
come to the end of it and give yourself